Hello, dear participants. Today's next session of fourth day and module number 7 is on honey and its properties. And the resource person is Professor Dr. P.S. Salunke sir. I hearty welcome to the sir and requesting to sir for start our session on honey and its properties. Thank you very much, sir.
Good morning, all of you. Myself, Dr. P.S. Salunke, Professor and Head, Department of Zoology, Balwant College. At the outset, I welcome you all on the occasion of this 1 week certificate course on apiculture. Respected Principal of the college, Dr. Khilare, Coordinator and Organizer of this course, resource person and delegates who are attending this certificate course on apiculture. Dear friends, the topic allotted to me is honey and its properties. This topic, honey and its properties, comprises of especially introduction, history of the honey, definition and honey statistics, classification of the honey, and composition and properties of the honey. Honey is a natural sweet syrupy fruit collected from the nectars of the flowers. Honey is used from ancient times due to its functional properties and nutritive values. Friends, chemically honey is solution of the supersaturated sugars, amino acids, proteins, vitamins, minerals and enzymes. When this world honey is discovered, when we see how this honey word is derived, then in Germanica Indo-European countries, initially it was denoted as K-Nico. Then in Germanic language, later on it is derived as a Shunago. In Old Norse, it was pronounced as a Honong, while in Old English, it was pronounced as Hunnings. And according to the modern English, it was pronounced as a honey. In Proto-Indo-European countries, it was initially pronounced as a melite, then it is malice by the Greeks, while in Latin it was pronounced as male. In Sanskrit, it is pronounced as a madhu, and now it is pronounced as a melliferous and melissa. Antiquity of the honey. When we see the antiquity, human being hunting for the honey about 8,000 years ago, and it is referenced from the evidence by the cave painting in the Valencia, Spain. Then when we see the actual cultivation of the honey, then it is documented as early as 26th to 25th century BC, as seen from the Sun Temple of Nayawarsri at Abusia, Middle Egypt. Honey statistics. World total honey production is around 1.8 million tons. China contributed the first about 27% of the total production, about 490 metric ton. After China, it is followed by Turkey, then US, then Russia, India, and Ukraine. Honey market is estimated to grow at a CAGR of 7.22%. India total honey production is about 88.49 metric ton. West Bengal produces higher 15 metric ton, which is followed by Uttar Pradesh and Punjab. Gujarat production is about 0.30% metric ton, while the lower are the Arunachal Pradesh, then Manipur and Telangana. The CAGR of the honey production in India is around 6.55%. Honey statistics. When we see the total export of the honey worldwide is about 30.6%, about 2.4 billion. Then China with 11.4%. Total honey export, total top to the list, and which is followed by the New Zealand, then Argentina, then Germany and Ukraine. India honey export is around 3.1%, ranking 11th in the export list. 5 countries posted decline in their product exposure of natural honey, and these 5 countries are mainly Vietnam, Argentina, Mexico, Romania, and India. Year over year, global export of the natural honey increases in the value by 5.8%. Dear friends, when we see the classification of the honey, this classification is based on the different product of the honey, especially first type of the honey is blossom honey. It is produced from the nectar of the flowers only. Then another type of the honey is the honeydew honey. It is produced by the secretion of the insects belonging to the genus Rhynchota. Another type is monofloral honey. You see here, this is the honey produced from collecting the nectar from the single type of the flower. And when we see the another type, sorry, multifloral or polyfloral honey, it has a nectar collected from the several plants, none of which is predominant. Based on the processes of the honey, these are the different type. Processing system. Comb honey. These are the pieces of the honeycomb as produced by the bees and sold directly. The strained honey. Honey here produced by the just straining the honeycombs to separate the honey from the bee wax. Then chunk honey. It is the pieces of comb honey is placed inside the jar of the liquid honey. Then extracted honey. It is the honey obtained by the centrifugation of the honeycomb. Crystallized and the granulated honey. It is strained honey that has crystallized. While the creamed honey, it is the strained honey which has been seeded to start the crystallization. So these are the different honey types of the honey according to processing system. When we see the composition of the honey, dear friends, you see here, in the honey, total 80% are the different carbohydrates. Monosaccharide, polysaccharide, disaccharide like these. Out of this carbohydrate, 38% are the fructose, 31% is glucose. When we see the content of the water in the honey, it is only 20%. Then disaccharides, maltose and other disaccharides are of 9%, and the sucrose is or the saccharose is about 1%. Because of these sugars, the honey is generally sweet in nature. When we see the proximate component of the honey, then this is proximate component. When we see the water, fructose, glucose, sucrose, other sugar, then gluconic acid, then minerals, then proteins, flavor components, and HAF and lactose. These are the different percentages of these components of the honey. So carbohydrates are the main component of the honey. Honey consists of mixture of the sugars, and this predominantly glucose and fructose are there. That means these are the monosaccharides which are predominantly present in the honey. The principal oligosaccharides are the disaccharides, sucrose, maltose, trehalose, and terranose, and also trisaccharides such as the maltose and the raffinose. These are the two trisaccharides also present in the honey. Between them, nutrition relevant, one such as pannose, 1 castose, and 6 castose palatinose. These are also present in the honey. When we see the component of protein, amino acids are the enzymes, then the honey contains about 0.5% proteins, mainly enzymes and amino acids. Three main honey enzymes are diastase, that which are especially amylase, then invertase, which mainly also called as sucrase, and glucose oxidase. It also contains catalysis and the proteases enzymes. Protease enzymes are mainly identified as a serine, protease, and endopeptidase. Endopeptidases, which especially trypsin and chymotrypsin, which cut the protein at the middle region, while the exopeptidases mainly leucyl aminopeptidases, which cut the protein at the end of this polypeptide chain. Then trypsin and the chymotrypsin are the most predominant enzymes, protein enzymes present in the honey. When we see the component of the vitamins in the honey, then especially vitamins are concerned with the B complex. B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B9, like these different vitamins are present, which are very much essential for the normal health of the human being, as well as it also contains ascorbic acid, then choline and acetylcholine. These are the cofactors. So these are the different vitamins especially present in the honey, and these are their components. milligram per kg of the honey. Then different mineral present in the honey. These minerals are sodium, calcium, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, zinc, copper, iron, magnesium, then chromium and selenium. These are the different minerals and their component present in the honey mg per 100 gram of the honey. When with the trace element, these are the different trace elements which are also present in the honey. Their their percentage in the milligram per 100 gram of the honey, and their different elements which are present in the honey. These elements are especially when we see aluminium, arsenic, barium, barium, then boron, then bromine, then cadmium, chlorine, cobalt, fluoride, lead, lithium, molybdate, then nickel, rubidium, the silicium, strontium, sulfur, vanadium, and zirconium. These are different trace elements present in the honey. Aroma components, which are responsible mainly odor of the smell of the honey, and these aromas are especially main aroma building component are the polyphenols and flavonoids, phenolic acids and phenolic acid derivatives. These components are mainly giving odor to the honey. 56 to 500 milligram per kg of the honey, total polyphenols were found in the different honey types depending on the honey types. Polyphenols in the honey are mainly flavonoids. These flavonoids mainly we are giving the here examples as well the phenolic acids and the phenolic acid derivatives. These are the different examples of these derivatives. The flavonoids contents can vary between 2 and 46 milligram per kg of the honey. Dear friends, when we see the physico-chemical properties of the honey, these are the physico-chemical properties, their parameters and their ranges. When we see the color, wood is 560 nanometer, it is range is 1.3, temperature is 42 to 51, melting point is 40 to 50, then the optimal density. These are the different parameters, physico-chemical parameters, refractive index, then caramel, the temperature, then relative density, then viscosity, then surface tension, thermal conductivity, electric conductivity, activation energy, then total soluble solids, then pH, then free acidity, and crystal tendency and size. These are different physico-chemical properties of the honey and their ranges. When we see the relative sweetness and the GI of the honey, GI means glycemic index. So these are the different sugars which are present in the honey and their relative sweetness: fructose, galactose, glucose, lactose, HFCS 42, then honey, then jaggery, then tagatose, sucrose, then maltodextrin, then sorbitol, then lactitol and xylitol. These are different sweeteners which are present in the honey and their relative sweetnesses and their calories per gram and their glycemic index. Thank you very much.